Hello, everybody. This was a good win for me as one, I got two steals. Got a steal on Dragon and then a steal on Elder, which was massive for our team. The next part was that we kind of like failed miserably early game. It was pretty bad early, and we were able to honestly. I shout out to my team on this one because everyone stayed, even though we were really behind. Everyone stayed really level-headed. No one was flaming in chat. Even though my bot lane was losing most of the early game, they didn't like overfeed. They were kind of playing safe for the most part. Nilla had a few moments where she went ham and got caught, but overall, Nilla ended up carrying like crazy. I ended up 11-4-14, so I did pretty well myself. I had most of my deaths basically early game. We were able to stay relevant from a few moments of taking objectives on time. And so we got basically a free Rift Herald and free Dragon. And then when they did one hard push, I think it was during Adacon, we basically got both towers, both first and second tier towers in top and middle. And that really brought us back. And then we were able to get Baron. And it was like gold, I think, was pretty much even at that point. So it was kind of like playing safe, like kind of failing miserably early game. And then my decision making was really trying to make sure my team knows, let's just give a few of these objectives. I think a third dragon, we give it when a lot of teams and people, I think, would contest those things. And it's kind of like showing that, hey, team fights aren't working right now. We need to scale. We need Malzahar to be able to R someone and we delete them. And that kind of combo eventually goes off. Blitz ends up getting some picks, and then that kind of combo comes off. Even sometimes they walk into my boxes, and then we're able to establish some picks from there. And so it's kind of like that mentality of when you're playing behind, making sure you have those nice steps to say, hey, let's take it slower. Let's take our time with this. You know, we need some time to cook and level up. Nilla obviously is a hyper carry late game, and at one point I basically start boxing and just trying to follow Nilla to try and keep them alive. And so here's I do my early gank because we have Blitz Nilla at the bottom, and so usually we can come out this clean. I think we focused too hard on the Thresh here, and that cost me my life. Even though I still get a kill, it doesn't have a huge impact as much as I would have loved. With that, make sure you like and subscribe. I am a new channel creating content around AP Shaco Jungle, and I would love for you to help me share the word and help me with the algorithm so I can get out there. I'm talking through a few of the key points of the game. I won't be talking through the whole thing, but I'm just giving the general idea of what I was thinking behind this thing, because it was like it felt pretty terrible during the start of this game when everything started to go south. And Bessa was like, it was really hard to gank Mbessa. They were playing very kind of smart, I would say, where as soon as they saw me, they just kind of like, you know, ran it back, and they didn't risk either Yasuo or me getting extra kills, even though Mbessa was very ahead. And so there were a couple times I tried to gank her, and it just never worked. She's always running away with like the smallest amount of HP. And this is an example of that. Like a lot of times the Bessas would just fight, but she just chucked it back. And unfortunately my Yasuo misses a few of the tornadoes, and it just doesn't work out. This is something I like to point out. I think I made a short on this as well. If you're crossing through mid, give them a box to sit on. You'd be surprised how many times you can actually save them from a chunking of damage. Or even if you put it on, if they're hugging the tower, you can put them on under the tower, and they can even get kills from this. It actually really surprises their opponents when that goes off. And so there, maybe didn't prevent a kill, but definitely helped them in lane a lot to stop that damage from coming through. Here was pretty obvious they didn't have a ward, so as soon as Thresh left their AD carry, we jumped right in and made sure that we got a kill from that. After this, we obviously had to forfeit Dragon because there's no way we could do it, and so I did make a mistake of buying here. I should have bought boots because I knew I was going to run into Mord's jungle and try and take some of his camps because he was too busy with Dragon. But I decided to buy damage items instead to try and continue my my power spikes, and it ended me only able to take blue, where I probably could have gotten blue and Grom during this process as well. As they collapse on me here, I just barely escape. If I had realized Mal's ultimate was up, I probably would have stayed kind of being prepared for it, because I could have dropped a box right as Mal's ults, and then it would have chained the CC perfectly. As you can see, it kind of did, but it was just slightly off as Echo had to run into it for it to trigger. And we could have gotten an easy kill there. So in that tight situation, I should have known that Mal's ult was up, and we could have made a play there. Once again, I just barely missed the kill on this Mbessa, but this is like the second time in so far. This was a little bit of a funny part of this match. I apparently was completely blind to pink wards this match. There was like at least 3 situations where I'm literally sitting right beside a pink ward and I don't even see it. I don't know what I was doing, but I'm trolling so hard here and I get my Malzahar killed because of it. So in this situation, we're behind, but we need to make sure that we get some objectives, because I think they were 1 away from getting feats here. And Shaco is really good at playing behind, because you can set up so many boxes as defensive measures for your team. This was very annoying. We basically survived the skirmish that they tried to do. I tried to go in and kind of get a kill myself with the clone explosion. And we were so close to getting it. I literally E and they end up with like 50 HP or something. I don't know. It was very, very low. And it was very unfortunate. Luckily, I'm not sure what the Mordekaiser was doing here exactly, but I came back down expecting to kind of catch Mordekaiser while doing Dragon, and he just wasn't there at all. So I just started it, and we ended up getting a free Dragon. Of course, in that process, we have a Blitzcrank, so we're able to get some free kills during that time.
Turret plating will soon fall.
My Yasuo starts Rift Herald, and like honestly, I thought this was kind of a terrible call because I couldn't see anyone on the map. But I just went for it and put some defensive boxes down, popped my ultimate to try and make it go a little quicker. And you can, I don't know if there's like this weird disconnect thing going on, but both the enemy ADC and our Malzahar was having a few disconnects throughout the game. But again, we were able to pick up a second free objective, Rift Herald. This is life number 3 from Mbessa that she still gets away. You can see the dang, vision actually saved her there. And then Echo comes in and saves her. But if it wasn't for that drop of vision from the brush, I would have actually got the kill before her shielding went off. Here I'm at the very least able to save my AD carry by kind of queuing out, popping my ult, and getting explosion to CC them all, and we are able to get away free. Unfortunately, I was trying to just play defensive, get my boxes up, my usual routine, and sure enough, all 5 of them showed up for Dragon this time, and we end up getting completely obliterated. At this point, I was really trying to focus on Otacon because I really wanted the experience and extra damage and everything to be able to kind of push us through and catch us up a bit more. And so I'm trying to camp it. I'm trying to put boxes down to kind of get that defensive measure up. But unfortunately, they were kind of very forward about getting better vision, clearing out my boxes. They really understand that that's what I was doing, and that's how they were going to stop me. I think Thrush was doing a good job of trying to clear all those out. And this moment is where we ended up having, it's a bit of a stretched out moment, but this is where we take a big swing back in gold value at least. I'm able to use Rift Herald to get bottom tower. We end up kind of retreating and end up getting, even though they're kind of focused on Otacon, my bottom lane is very smart, and they're able to push towers really, really hard here. And so they push down mid lane a little bit, and then as this kind of really drawn out Otacon go, they do not kill it very fast at all. They end up switching to top lane, and they push down both top and top tier turrets, and that helps Nilla really come back and swing back into the game. So I swear this Mbessa, so many 9 lives, but I was able to just barely get this last kill. Malzahar's stuff might have finished him off, but I secured that. And then right after this, Malzahar's able to push down mid, Nilla's pushing top, so we get another big chunk of gold. I almost steal Rift. It was actually, or not Rift. We almost steal Alicon. It was very close. But at the very least, making sure they're distracted, making sure they're really pressured on this, really lets my team kind of do their job and push towers and help us get back in the game through tower gold.
A summoner has disconnected. A summoner has disconnected. A summoner has reconnected.
And so at this point in the game, we're really starting to feel our team comp scaling. And like Malzahar, if Malzahar are someone, we get a kill. If Yasuo knocks someone up, we're able to kill. If Mordekaiser ults are 80 carry can actually take them out. And all that tower gold that was funneled to Nilla has really paid off at this point. Every time we get these picks, it means now we can take an objective and we get our first Baron. And this almost completely evens out the gold. this is the point in the game where I'm like, okay, Nilla's she's taken off. I need to be by her. This is something that I think we forget as Shaco players constantly, is at certain points in the game, you have to play defensive, you have to protect the AD carry or protect the carry, whoever that is on your team, protect them, constantly follow around, constantly put boxes down for them that they can run to, sneak in the lurks. I'm trying to stay hidden for the most part in vision. And again, I think I troll myself again with the pink ward, and I don't even see it at some point here, but sometimes you have to change your mentality of kind of being that kind of predator assassin in some ways, or that control mage, and switch yourself into the mode of being a crowd control mage, supporting your AD carry, making sure that you have complete control over the fights, that if anyone jumps on them, it's not going to do anything, right? You're going to have your boxes down, you're going to pop your clone and place it right on top of them. So if they try and do an all-in AoE burst, that clone's going to explode and they're going to die from trying to all-in, basically. This is where Nilla clearly went a little too ham. They actually admitted this in chat, but it was obvious they went way too ham and they tried to tower dive basically their entire team and ended up dying. We probably could have won right here, but ended up extending the game quite a bit.
A summoner has reconnected.
This is where a single box ended up chaining our CC, and we got a kill off on Bessa, who obviously has been doing a huge part of the carrying for this game. This fight started off good with a free pick, and it just went so chaotic that it was actually turned into a really bad fight. Echo again is carrying their team a lot too, and we didn't get to 100 to 0 him this time, and so he's getting a ton of damage off by picking people off. I'm able to get my clone explosion off on Lunera, and it kills them off. Everyone is taken low, but unfortunately they end up killing our team, and I'm at least able to stick around, be Shaco, and actually get 2 picks, one off Thresh, and you'll see here one off Echo as well. Now right here, I know I can't take Mordekaiser, so I'm literally just trying to steal everything, and I do my dagger smite combo to try and make sure I secure the steal, and sure enough I do. we mostly win this fight. Everyone is kind of low. I find it very odd that no one stuck around to just do Baron. Like they were just kind of split off and went in their own directions. And then my AC ends up getting caught too by Bessa. But we still end up controlling top side for the most part. In this part, Blitz King tried to do a flash grab on their Lunera, but he got completely baited, and pretty much the whole team was waiting for him. We do lose out on this Baron. I was pretty close to stealing this one as well, but luckily my ADC is trying to basically backdoor at this point and does at least get one inhibitor, which does help out. You know, here again, it's one of those things that you can feel so strong coming in after winning fights, getting picks, but my team thinks they're just too OP, and they're not. You know, it is an even game, and they're not respecting their teammates. So sure enough, they go a little too ham, and they end up kind of getting killed. I'm able to kind of finish up and clean up afterwards, and we're able to get inhibitor and whatnot, but I ultimately have to back off. Now the funny part here is my trickle of boxes I leave behind end up actually completely helping me secure this game. And we slow them down enough that gives us time for respawns, and I dwindled down Thresh enough I'm able to kill him at the base effectively, which leads into us getting other picks from Mordekaiser and Lunera. I have a cheeky little clone pop to get the kill on Thresh here, and this ultimately lets us get Baron, and that really helps us eventually move into our Elder fight, which is coming up. This was a pretty chaotic fight, but I knew I just needed to focus on Elder. So I send my clone in, trying to just push them back, make them scared to sit by it. Send it directly on the Elder itself. It explodes, and here I'm just trying to make sure I time my E and smite at the same time. Mordekaiser ults me as soon as he sees me. I'm able to just kind of Q out and avoid him, and then my team's able to clean up, and we win from here. So definitely a huge moral of this game is letting go of objectives when you can't take them, scaling with your team, staying level-headed, making sure you play with your team and with your carry, and then whenever you can have a smite battle, throw your E, wait about a second, and then smite, and you can secure those objectives. In some ways, I'd also say don't force kills. Like, we could have died that invested time after time and tried to force those things, but it could have been really bad if it went the other way and she was able to pick up double kills and stuff. So, you know, if you can't get it, just let it go and move on to farm stuff. And again, I'm a new channel. If you can like and subscribe, I highly appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching. Here's the end score for the game. It was a very close one, and at the same time, we did a really good job of keeping it cool and making a comeback.
A summoner has disconnected.